25, 70 to 79-year-olds. Stop, man. Stop. We don't need your old ass making the rules. I don't. This is let the young people with the ideas and the energy, let them come up and fucking fix shit and do shit. When you're old, you're set in your ways, you still think the damn newspaper comes to people's houses. I guarantee you, they still think people go out front and get a newspaper every Sunday morning. All right, this is a More Donut Podcast. I am Steve, and I'm all alone again. I know you're surprised. Last week's episode, I was by myself. I had a lot of plans for this weekend. We actually went camping. Me and most of the people that come on this most of my guests that come on the podcast, we all went camping for the weekend. And I had plans I brought all my equipment out. I was going to set up the equipment. Me and Tammy had a cook-off. I was supposed to record that. We were going to make a little episode out of that. I wanted to kind of make an episode of setting up the whole camp. And then the next day, Saturday, I wanted to actually do a podcast with one of the people that was there at the camp. And, we're having trouble settling this new route down. I was supposed to be on vacation, but they couldn't give it to me. They couldn't find anybody to cover the route, so I ended up having to work. So I wasn't able to get Thursday off and Friday off. I had to work Thursday, drive to Kansas City, and then come back Friday. So I didn't get off work Friday till like 3 o'clock. I didn't get out to the campgrounds till around 5:30. And by that time, I started, we had to set everything up. Some people were already there setting up. I was one of the last people to get there, so I wasn't even able to get my equipment set up in time or nothing. So ended up having nothing. And that was going to be the podcast that you're seeing right now, but instead, it's just me. So me and Tammy, though, we did have our cook-off. We were both going to make something that is kind of easy to make on a flat top grill for camp, And I made Sloppy Joe. Not the Sloppy Joe sauce from a can, not a manwich. Tom, when we went camping, we went on our fishing trip this year, Tom made Sloppy Joe, and it was really good, but, just hamburger, some salt and pepper. He threw some mustard in it. I never seen this done before. I always got the damn manwich can, and I don't really like manwich. I don't like the taste of it, so I don't eat Sloppy Joe, But he put some mustard on the hamburger. He salt and peppered it, seasoned it up, put some mustard on it, stirred that in real good, and then he used a bottle of ketchup, and he made Sloppy Joe. And I ate that shit. I was like, man, that's delicious. It was pretty good. So, but I started thinking, when me and Tammy started talking this cook-off thing, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this Sloppy Joe, but I'm going to spice it up a little bit, not just mustard and ketchup, which is nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to kind of make something a little bit different. So he did chop up onion in the one up there too. But so I chopped up onion and some bell peppers, green and orange and red bell peppers. I chopped all that up, threw that on the grill, got it going, and then threw my hamburger in, salt and pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, seasoned it up. I did put mustard, man. Mustard, I don't know. I've been doing this for a long time. Like, even if I make a can of baked beans, I just throw a little mustard in it. My barbecue sauce, if I'm putting barbecue sauce on like ribs or something, I just throw a little mustard in the barbecue sauce. I don't know what, it just kind of brings a flavor out in it, so that makes it, I don't know. But then I used mustard and a little bit of ketchup, not a lot of ketchup. But then I got a bottle of barbecue sauce. And one time I was practicing this recipe, and I put some brown sugar in it, and that was kind of a mistake because that brown sugar on the heat, it just kind of candied. I don't know if I left it on too long or put maybe too much in or something, but it candied the peppers and even the meat, I don't know. It was just really, it was good, but it was just way too sweet. Like it was more of a dessert. It was weird. So I didn't put brown sugar in this, but the barbecue sauce I got was brown sugar barbecue sauce. So, but it was great. I mean, everybody freaking loved it. And, mine was done first because it was a lot easier. And everybody loved it. They all talking about how great it is. And like I was going to win. Hands down, blah, 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 blah. Well, Tammy decided she's going to make, and let me see if I get the name right, bacon jam grilled cheese. And I thought it was like bacon and jam and grilled cheese, but somehow, some way, she made some type of jam out of bacon. Like, I don't know what she did to the bacon, candied it, cooked it. I don't know what she did to it. But she had sourdough bread, like it was like thick and big pieces of sourdough bread. And those were, of course, toasted on the grills she had. She candied that bacon or jammed that bacon up. And then she has Gouda and cheddar cheese, man. And I'm like, thinking I'm winning. She's over there. Hers takes all this. There's all these steps. It's a big process. You got to do this. You got to do that. This. When she got done, man, she had these 2 plates of freaking gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. Freaking Gouda. You can't beat Gouda and bacon. You can't beat it, right? I'm looking at this. I'm like, that's not even fair, man. So, she gave me. She let me have a sandwich. I took a bite of that shit, and instantly I'm like, man, I lost. There's no way I'm beating Gouda and bacon. So everybody loved it, and they all were nice to me. They all were like, you can't choose. They're both so good. And then they would go over and give Tammy high fives and shit. But no, it was really good. She kicked my butt. But I'm definitely going to keep making that sloppy Joe, because I'm telling you right now, it was so easy to make on the grill, on the Blackstone, even in just a pan or whatever. It's pretty easy. And it was delicious. So that went pretty good. Camping was great. Like all week leading up to camp, we thought it was going to rain. The weather called for rain all day, most of the day Friday, and almost all day Saturday. It was like, man, this is going to suck. But we got really lucky. Friday, there was absolutely no rain all day. It was supposed to rain Friday night into Saturday morning. It was still saying that on the weather thing, but it didn't rain Friday night. It didn't rain Saturday morning. Then it was supposed to start raining like 7 o'clock Saturday. It did rain for a couple hours. Not a heavy downpour either. It was it was a steady rain, but it was only a couple hours. And then that cleared up and went away. We had a wonderful Friday night, wonderful Saturday night by the fire. Bunch of us just having fun, just telling stories. And the kids were loving it, man. It was there. My grandkids were there. Jocelyn and her grandkids, and Tammy and Rachel were there, and Laura. Almost everybody you've seen on the podcast. Laura was there, Ariel, Jessica, Damien was there, DJ. We just had a whole bunch of people there. We had other friends there too. Kiri was there, and it was just a great time, man. We had so much fun. And then Sunday was hot. I got sick a little bit Friday, and then I was really sick all day Saturday, but I still did my best to keep up with everybody. And then Sunday, we packed everything up, and then everybody went down to the beach. They have a beach there where we went. It was just a great weekend, but I didn't get to set any of my equipment up, so I got no podcast stuff. So now you got me on the podcast today. And, I don't mind. I'm getting better at talking. I've never been good at it. But, okay, first thing, I can say first thing, I've done talked for an hour, I think. But the first thing I want to thank YouTube, you guys are crushing it, man. I am so thankful for the support I'm getting on YouTube. Like we're up to 82 subs now. And I say we because everybody that's come along with me on this, you guys are with me. Tom and Jocelyn and Tammy and Rachel and all you guys from the beginning, man. I appreciate you guys so much, but it's starting to grow. It just pops up every now and then. I'll look at it and there'll be 2 or 3 more subs. I'm like, this is awesome, man. So I really appreciate you guys. And I know last week's episode was kind of boring. Not that many people watched it. That's all right, though. I did. I think that was my first effort, and I was a little nervous. I used the Alexa. I'm streaming.
Okay.
I used those lights, and I'm not going to do that this time. Alexa, I'm done streaming.
Okay.
So it was kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird to look at the thumbnails when they go to click on the video. It's like, do I really want to watch that? It looks weird. And I had that, I had my 4th of July birthday outfit on, which I don't know. But I end up going out after the podcast. I went to a friend's pool party and I got lit up. I had a great time. I went swimming and everything. I had so much fun. So it's been a really good last couple of weeks. As soon as I get my work schedule settled down, man, it's going to be way better. But thank you, guys. Thank you, YouTube, so much. And I'm telling you right now, if you're getting tired of just looking at just me, I do have some really good guests coming up soon. Laura's coming back on. Tammy's coming back on. Tina, who you have never seen before, I'm going to do one with her. Jessica's coming back. Jocelyn's coming back. And in August, man, I got a good surprise for you guys. Not really a surprise, but my dad's going to be on the podcast. And I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be a good one. I wanted to give a little update. If you did watch last week's podcast, I was talking about Ghost energy drinks. I got the Welch's grape soda, and man, it was so good. But when I was getting that one, right next to it, there was an orange cream, and I thought that looked really good. Well, I got that today on my way back from Kansas City. Disgusting. It was horrible. I don't know if maybe I'm still a little sick or something. That might have something to do with it, but man, it was not good. I'm expecting a nice orange flavor, and all I got, it was just, I don't know what it was. More chemical than anything. But I did have somebody comment on that on the podcast saying, on one of my shorts, saying that Ghost is their favorite energy drink. So that's cool. I mean, I'm glad I found it. I will keep trying that grape one. And he told me to try a grape raspberry or something. But so they must have a lot of good flavors. And then I had one more update of something that I won't be able to remember now because I didn't write it down. Okay, but that's all right. I wanted to talk about this too. A couple weeks ago, my cousin Amanda was on the podcast, and then days leading up to my birthday, I started getting stuff from Amazon on my door. She got me a bunch of stuff for the podcast. It's so cool, man. So the first thing I opened up is this. It is a drink cup. It's got an on-air thing, symbol. And on the back, it says podcaster. This is like nutrition facts, serving size, one amazing podcaster. And then it's just got stuff, passion, 100% hard work, creativity, stuff like that. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool. A drink, a little water cup. I appreciate that. And then she also got me a coffee cup that says, be careful, you might end up in my podcast. Yeah, you might, but I'd rather you came on it. If any of you guys have anything interesting you want to talk about, hit me up, man. Message me, and I will definitely see if we can get you on here. She got me, this is going to be very useful. This is all my podcast shit, and this is kind of an organizer for each episode. So I really appreciate that. But this thing right here, man, I thought was really cool. She got me a neon light. It's an on-air neon light. And it lights up. Let me see if I can plug it in real quick. It shouldn't be too hard. I'll plug it in right here. We could see it a little bit on there. But it's just a neon sign, so I think that's pretty cool. Thank you so much, Amanda. Really appreciate gifts on the podcast. I really do. That's going to be, I am kind of changing up stuff a little bit. I'm going to find a way to hang this maybe behind me because I definitely want to be able to get this in the shot. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I am going to change my setup here a little bit to where like I'm not constantly in the other person's shot. We sit across from each other, got one camera facing this way, one this way, and it just gets me in my hands all the time. So I am setting up different. It's going to be a little bit different. I kind of like this. I can't tell what the shot looks like. I'm just looking at the camera, which is this is kind of weird right now. Being by myself, I don't have anybody to bounce off of, and I'm looking at nothing but an empty wall. So, but that's fine. That's definitely fine. There are some real things I did want to talk about on this podcast. Maybe not real, but first subject. I think this is going to be a quick podcast because I'm just blowing through shit. Like I am just diarrhea. The first thing I want to talk about, you notice I'm not drinking, right? It has nothing to do with alcoholism at all. Promise. I just have to work in the morning, so I can't get drunk. And I know you're saying, but it's only a couple beers or whatever. Well, yeah, these are some strong. No, I cannot drink and then go to work. It's not a good idea. So I'm not drinking today. But something I've been hearing a lot about, and I didn't know what I was going to think about it at first, but I'm really once I started looking it up, I'm really interested in it, and I really want to see this now. When I was a kid, there were a couple shows on TV that were staples, we watched all the time, and I'm talking about when I was 6 and 7 and 8. They were always on my TV. Not always; they only came on once a week, but. There was the Waltons. What was the Mayberry? What was that? With the sheriff, Opie, little Opie. Anyways, those kind of shows. But there was another show, Little House on the Prairie. I know everybody knows Little House on the Prairie. That show ran from 1974 to 1983. So that's right in the time when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up before I was a teenager. So by the time I was a teenager, I wouldn't have been interested in that anymore. But I remember watching that show as a little kid. I don't remember what day it was on. Some people have way better memories than me, but I thought it was a good show. And Netflix has rebooted Little House on the Prairie. It already started. It started July 9th. So that was whatever. That was last week. And I haven't watched an episode yet, but I did want to look it up. I was wondering if as soon as I heard they were doing that, I'm like, well, you're not going to remake Little House on the Prairie, right? Because you're not going to do the exact same thing. And this is how dumb I am. Okay, people get mad when I say I'm dumb, but this is how ignorant to the facts of it I am. I had no idea first of all, I had no idea this was a book series. The show was made in the likeness of these books that I did not have a clue they existed until just now when I'm looking this up. I'm like, this was a book series? Another thing that blew me away, I feel I should be ashamed of this. I'm 56 years old. I should be ashamed of this. I had no idea that Laura Ingalls was a real person. A woman named Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote this series of books, the Little House on the Prairie books. I don't even know what they're called. But I know Laura Ingalls was the little girl in Little House on the Prairie, right? I don't know the actors so I'm not a history buff or anything. But so what Netflix is doing is this series that they're put out is going to follow the books more closely. It's the original series, NBC series, was inspired by the books. But every week, they were completely new stories that the writers wrote, just using these characters. Every now and then, they would use things from the books, but very rarely. And it was very wholesome. It was very, family-oriented, very family-friendly. There was no, I don't want to say nothing real in it, because they did cover, subjects that were real, but they did it in a really wholesome way. You know what I mean? There wasn't any profanity at all. There was not even anything close to that. And there were no, but the new Netflix series is going to be more grounded in the books, which I guess are more vivid and more real to life, life and death situations and stuff like that. So this is going to be more, I don't want to say realistic because that takes away from the original, but more, I guess that's the only word I can really use is realistic. So that makes me really interested in it because I am interested in the pioneer days. That's what this is basically set in, is when, there wasn't big governments and stuff like that, we didn't own it. If you were out there on a prairie in the middle of nowhere, Utah, I think that's where this was set. I don't remember exactly, but you didn't have any protection. Like nobody was coming to save you if something happened. Like you had to protect your own property, and that's where a lot of the property rights stuff came from. Was back then when you needed help. That's why eventually everybody started grouping together in tighter and tighter colonies, I guess, or whatever. It's just so there's safety in numbers or whatever. And so it does kind of go over more. I don't know how to say the name. I feel bad. Asagi Nation, the Native American tribe, or that had that area. That was their area. The relationship with the family and that nation. This kind of goes into that more. Of course, I knew that they were going to deal with the prejudice and stuff like that, because in the original series, I think that kind of came up a little bit, but it was not very brutal. It was more on the good side of it. I'm not going to bash on the show. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it was just very family friendly. And this is not saying families can't watch it, but so it's going to deal with that and disease. That's one of the things that people don't even think about. When you think about history, you don't really think. I mean, there were doctors, but there was probably one doctor, and he's, 50, 75 miles away in the big town, and you're way out in the country on the prairie, and it could take the doctor days to get to you. And then even when they did, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. They would freaking pour some alcohol. I mean, they kind of did. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean? Like that. So disease was a killer. Like if you caught a disease back in those days, it could wipe out entire villages. It just was very bad. So they do deal with that a little bit. So I'm really interested in seeing this. And one thing I did notice is Rotten Tomatoes is giving it an 80%, and the audience on the audience part of the Rotten Tomatoes thing is only giving it 68%, which is still to me pretty good. I did see some people talking bad about it. They didn't like the writing, but like some of the dialogue they couldn't get on board with, I guess. And that will throw me off on a show. Like if I start watching a show and then some of the dialogue just seems not well thought out, or it seems like something somebody wouldn't actually say. Like if you're listening to somebody talk and then they say something in a sentence, you're like, people don't talk like that. I mean, that'll take me right out of a show. So if the dialogue's bad, I won't be able to watch it, I don't think. But I also watched another guy talking about it, and he said, give it an episode and a half. An episode and a half, and he said, you'll be hooked. So I'm definitely going to watch it. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. And then I kind of want to slow this down a little bit because I feel like I'm almost over, man. It's almost over. I'm a talker, man. How much time have I been on? It's only 23 minutes, Steve. Okay, so here, this is like a hard left turn, right? Like I'm talking about a TV show, and then I'm about to pull the brakes, and this is a hard left turn. And it's kind of difficult to talk about because I don't really want to bring politics into what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to be talking about politicians. So there's a lot of hate for politicians on either side. Like just somebody's name can just make people really angry, and I understand because I'm pretty angry right now too. And if you watch any of my podcasts, you know that I'm just not happy with the way the government is being ran right now, and it's not on either side. Like there's just people are just it's just chaos. It feels like that anyways. It could actually be running smooth up there, but by the time we get the information from the sorry-ass media, and I'm not calling them fake news because I don't believe they're fake news. I just believe they suck at their job. By the time we get the information, what's really going on, shit's already changed. And we get information like that. It's coming like this. But by the time you get it, shit's already changed again. So, but this is what I want to talk about. Not politics, not policies. This week, Lindsey Graham died. It was kind of out of the blue. It was kind of sudden, right? Lindsey Graham was, I looked up everybody else's age with him. Let's see here. How old was Lindsey Graham when he died? Okay, he was 71. Lindsey Graham was 71 years old when he died, which in the grand scheme of things, 71's not that old, okay? I mean, it's old, but it's not that old. So it was kind of sudden. I think nobody saw this coming. But Mitch McConnell, who is 84 years old, about a month and a half ago, went missing. He just, like, he's been struggling for close to a year now, like having spells where he would be in the middle of talking and just like short circuit and forget what he's saying and just stand there and look stupid for 8 minutes. And then some words that are indistinguishable would come out of his mouth, and then he would reboot and start talking again. And this has been going on for months and months. And then about 2 months ago, he just disappeared. And he was gone. Nobody knew where he was. The governor of his state was calling for life checks, like somebody go check on him to make sure he's alive, because they had not heard from him. They hadn't heard from anyone in his family. They hadn't heard, like, if I'm sick and I can't get to work, my work is going to start wondering where I'm at. And after a couple days, they might actually call the cops or something. I hope. Because I'll be sitting here in front of my camera dead, and nobody will know for weeks. Nobody would know if I was gone. He's the damn leader of the Republican Party. No, I mean, I think a lot of people were thankful he wasn't there making decisions, because I'm going to say, well, I'm supposed to say I'm not political. And then all of a sudden, the other day, he pops up and with a picture of him, and I think that's his wife, and he's in a hospital bed with some weird ass goofy smile on his stupid face. Like, here I am, dude. Something happened. Like, I don't know if he had cardiac arrest. I don't know what nobody knows. There's a lot of speculation. By the time this podcast comes out, people might know what happened. But this is the danger we have, having 71-year-old, 84-year-olds. The president of the United States is, I think he was like 78 when he got elected this time. He's 107 already. I mean, he is old. If anybody has watched Trump speaking, I think he had a stroke a few months ago. Something happened. We all know something happened. They hid it. They won't talk about it. And he has been, I want to say, almost on borderline clinically insane since that happened. Like, all he wants to talk about is him. I don't care if they're talking about, if there was a lava explosion and half a village freaking got covered in lava as he was trying to talk about the poor people in the village that died, he would say, but if I was down there, I would have been able to hold the lava. I mean, he just says the weirdest, most off-the-wall, stupid shit about how great he is all the time. I don't care what he's talking about, and I know I shouldn't have done that. But anyways, they're old. So I wanted to know, how old is the fucking Senate? How old are the people in the Senate right now? Right? So I looked it up. There's 100 senators, right? We all know that. 2 from each state. They're supposed to be the state's representatives. That, I don't know when the Senate changed from, they're supposed to represent the fucking states. 2 of them from each state are supposed to represent the state's rights. They don't do that anymore. They don't care about anything. they care about themselves, and they make policy, and they're all right. They're supposed to be the holders of the purse. They let people just spend whatever freaking money they want. But anyways, under 40, there's one senator that's under 40 years old. Now I was thinking about that. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. Like under 40 might be too young, right? 30, I think 35, 37. You got, but if you got life experience and you can motivate people and you're a leader, that's good. That's great because we need you, because apparently you're going to be in the Senate for 70 years because people, once you get elected, they don't elect anyone else. It's just always you. They re-elect you constantly. 40 to 49, there's 7. This is 8. There's 8 people are under 49 years old in the Senate. There's 100 senators. The 92 senators are over 50 years old. 50 to 59, there's only 22 of them. 59 years old. I'm almost 59 years old. 22 senators are 50 to 59. 60 to 69 or 35 of them are freaking 60 to 69 years old. That's starting to get up there, right? I think that should be when you should start looking at, okay, I might want to back out now. I might not know what's going on anymore. You have people that are making policies about like technology and stuff that we're moving into the new tech age. These guys can't even put their phone on silent. These people, well, they probably have to have their secretary answer their cell phones for them. They're 69 years old. You don't know. I'm sure some of them are probably good with technology. My friend Dennis will tell you right now, old people and Apple don't go together. I mean, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. I'm an idiot. I have all this equipment. I have no idea how to run any of it. 70 to 79 years old in the Senate. There's 25 senators that are 70 to 79 years old. What in the hell are you doing? Go spend some time with your family. You're rich now. You've already made enough deals in the damn stock market. You're rich. I guarantee there's 100 senators. You can look up any one of them. They're a millionaire. Every one of them, except for probably this one guy that's under 40. He probably just got there. He probably only has 800,000. 25 70 to 79-year-olds. Stop, man. Stop. We don't need your old ass making the rules. I don't. This is let the young people with the ideas and the energy, let them come up and fucking fix shit and do shit. When you're old, you're set in your ways, you still think the damn newspaper comes to people's houses. I guarantee you, they still think people go out front and get a newspaper every Sunday morning and drink a coffee. No, they're going down to Starbucks and fucking reading it on the digital table that's down there. Life has passed these people by. But 80 years old plus, there are 10 senators that are over 80 years old, man. 10. I don't even know what to say. Like, when your grandma hits 83 years old, she's not the same person she was. You know what I mean? You're just not, you don't have your faculties anymore. You just don't. Everything's different, man. You just go enjoy your hard candy and freaking sit on your porch in your rocking chair. Retire. Get over it. I'm done. I'm done with it. The oldest senator in the Senate is Chuck Grassley. He's 92 fucking years old. '92. Bernie Sanders is 84. Mitch McConnell, 84. Bernie Sanders, 10 years ago, I think it was 10 years ago or so, he was running for president. He kind of looked healthy, whatever. Have you seen Bernie Sanders lately? That dude is done. Something happens to you when Oh, it's called old age. That's what fucking happens. I'm 56. You know, I'm already talking about, I know I don't have much time left. And I'm not talking about left to live on the earth. I'm talking about a much time left with where you can have a great life where you're going out and walking and all that's, you know what I mean? You get to a point in your life where you're a certain age, you just want to enjoy it, man. You've been here long enough. Bernie Sanders, go home. Mitch McConnell, go home. Some guy named Jim Risch, 83 years old. He's a conservative. Look, okay, Angus King, 82 years old. These guys are old. Angus King's an independent. Jim Risch is a Republican. Mitch McConnell, Republican. Chuck Grassley, Republican. I guess it doesn't matter what you are, but I want you to listen to this, okay? Bernie Sanders has been in the Congress. He was a representative and a senator since 1990. Mitch McConnell, since 1985. I was 15 when Mitch McConnell got in office. 15. I'm sure he was in some type of government before he even got in there. Back in 1985, Motley Crue was still oh, wait, they're still out playing. Motley Crue is still out playing. Maybe it's just the world we're living in now. These people, nobody wants to see an 83-year-old Vince Neil with a half shirt on stage, lip syncing. Nobody wants to see that shit. Okay? Chuck Grassley has been in office since 1981. I was 11. What are we doing? Why do you keep... Is this guy... He must be the best senator ever. You know what I mean? Like, no one's ever been better. Because they re-elect his ass every fucking time. 92. I'm not an ageist. I'm not against old people. I'm old. I'm an old people. I'm against old people making the rules when they don't know they don't have I guarantee you, if you were in a room with these people for 10 minutes, there would be 87 huhs and whats. They can't even hear each other talk. How the fuck are they communicating? How the fuck are we getting anything done? This is fucking ridiculous, right? Then you go over to the House of Representatives. There's 435 of these people. Now this to me is a little bit better, okay? There's 435. Under 40, there's 27. That's good. 40 to 49, there's 86. So I think that's a good age range once you start. And I think 40 to 69, I think that's the sweet spot. That's where these people should live, right? 50 to 59, there's 126 of them. That's good. That's 60 to 69 is 123. So there's 250 right there in that sweet spot. And the 40 to 49, that's another 86 right there. 70 to 79 years old, there's 53 freaking House Representatives, 53 congressmen. House Representatives, we call them congressmen. The Congress is the Senate and the House of Representatives together, but usually when you're talking about the House of Representatives, we call them congressmen. I don't know why. I have no idea. 80 plus, there's 80 plus year olds. 20. The two oldest members are both 88 years old. I mean, this is just insane. I don't know why. What is wrong with us? This is the second oldest Congress combined, Senate and the House of Representatives, that we've ever had. The oldest was just a few years ago. I guess some of these people got voted out maybe. This is the oldest upper legislative chamber in the world. Of all the world's governments, the United States of America is represented by the oldest group of people. These people are clinging on to the freaking 50s. It's just, life is not what it was in the 1970s, the 1960s. It's 2026. I just don't understand. And it's like they can't read the room either. Like, the people out here, us, we all don't think the same, but we're so diverse. There's so many different thought processes and stuff. But on the general, if you talk to people, they will tell you right now, life is hard. Things are very expensive. I blame a lot of it on COVID and what we did with the whole world and how high inflation got during COVID and how long it's taking us to recover from that. There are policies that have been made between both parties along the way that have made it worse, tried to make it better, whatever. But the real main problem we have was COVID, and that we're struggling to get back. And there's also things like once rent gets to a certain high, a certain place on the scale, the probability of it coming back down is very, very, very low. Like even if inflation and outside factors and all that stuff do start coming down, that it's very difficult to go from renting a house out for $1,800 a month back down to 11 or 12. It's not realistic. The same thing with actual food prices and stuff like that. These companies are making a lot of fucking money. It's funny because they blame it. They have all these outside factors. They blame it on inflation and the war and all this stuff. But they're all making lots of profit. So, but if you talk to these people, you listen to these people, and their whole goal was to just get reelected. So all they talk about is how good they're doing, how great things are. Then I've actually listened to, I'm not going to say anybody's name on this one, but I've listened to them look right in the camera and say, the only reason you think prices are high is because of fake news. The news is telling you that the prices are high. No, I mean, we go to the store. We're the ones buying gas. And I'm not saying gas is outrageous. I mean, it got up to what it did and it's where it's at. It's fine. I'm not that mad about it. I'm just saying these people are out of touch. I could be wrong. If you have a different opinion on that, just let me know. I feel like more than term limits, there should be age limits. Because first of all, whether you liked Lindsey Graham or not, he died. Anyone could die. So I'm not saying that, but he died of natural causes. Like, he's old, okay? So now he's not there now. He should have gave his job up, let somebody else get elected in there to do the damn job. But now he's gone. So they did get the most qualified person, though. The most qualified person to replace him. His sister's going to do the job. Lindsey Graham's sister is who they picked to replace him. And they're like, yeah, but there's going to be an election. And, yeah, well, we all know. We can see from this fucking list right here that once somebody's name's already there, it's almost impossible to vote them out. I don't know. It's our fault. I could bitch and bitch and bitch about all this. We do have age limits. We you know how? We are the ones that control that. We could say, oh, that guy's too old. I'm not voting for him. We can do that. You guys know that, right? We can go to the polls and go, oh, that guy's 109. I'm going to vote for this younger one, the 78-year-old. We can do it. His sister, how? I looked that up. I was very interested in why. I mean, I know why, because they talked to her and she's going to be a yes vote on the Save America Act. That's why they put her in there. We'll put you in here. You're going to vote yes. I mean, and that's the other thing too. I understand that you're allowed to put people in these positions, but I guarantee you she's not going to one time think for herself on any of this shit. It's going to be, you're told to do this. You're told to do that. And to me, that's corrupt. I mean, I know they do that anyways, like between even the ones that were elected, they get in arguments and all that stuff. I saw House of Cards. They hold stuff over here. They got a videotape of you sticking your ding ding and some peanut butter with a dog. You know, it's just stuff like that. You're going to vote the way I want you to. But this one is straight up, we're going to put you in this office and you're not going to make a decision. We're making it for you. You just do what we tell you to do. And if anybody thinks that I'm not right about that, I'm going to need some proof, because I just don't feel like that this was a legitimate appointment. This woman's never ran for office in her life. I think she's on a school board or a library board or something like that. She didn't want to be a politician. I don't, this shit just frustrates me, man. I don't understand. And if you talk to these people and you try to get them, look, we need term limits. No. What? Why is my camera flashing? I think I saw a ghost. I don't know, man. I know I get frustrated. I feel really bad right now. It's only 45 minutes, but I don't got much else to talk about. I'm so frustrated. If you could hit that like and subscribe button on the YouTube, that'd be great. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm just a guy alone in his apartment talking to his camera right now. And if anybody sees this at all, I really want to say thank you. I do appreciate it. And if you do have an argument for this, just let me know, man. And I would like for you to come on the podcast and we can talk about shit. And I do get fired up, but I'm not mad. That's just, that's how I communicate. I like battle. We all like to battle. I wish I was on the debate team when I was in school. If I could go back to school again, okay. I guess I do talk a lot. When I was in school, I was too cool for school, man. Like, I just wanted to smoke my cigarettes and, let the teacher know I wasn't paying no attention to them. I wanted to try to impress some, people that I thought might be my friends or whatever. I had long hair, tried to fit in, thought I was cool. Wanted to be cool. Inside, I knew I wasn't. You know what I mean? But on the outside, I wanted to be nothing. I wanted to fit in with the cool kids, man. I want to wear my AC/DC shirt and all that shit. I think there's no bigger regret in my life than not paying attention in school. I don't know exactly what age it was, but once I started, I had kids. Even into my late 20s, I didn't care. But something in me, it was in my 30s, something happened. And I'm just like, I want to know stuff. And then I'm like, how come I didn't learn this in school? And then if you start thinking about it and you go back, you're like, well, they did teach us this. I just didn't pay no fucking attention. I was too busy trying to talk to that girl in front of me or whatever. I want to know stuff. Like, I'm so interested in, like, real history, not what I think. I have a weird brain too. Like, I could be, like, say I'm at a function, like a social party or whatever, and I could hear like 8 different conversations, and I'll take a piece of this conversation and somehow it gets in my head, and this one, a little bit from each one of them. And then the next time I'm out somewhere and a conversation comes up and I have a piece of that conversation in my head. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I've heard this. And I go, oh, so I can fit in that conversation. So I'll go over and I'll start trying to talk and I'll say, I kind of regurgitate stuff I've heard. And I'm like, but I kind of, I have a way of kind of trying to fit in. But here lately, as I've gotten older, I'll ask questions. I want to know. I want to understand. Why is it okay? Why is this okay for our Senate and our Congress to be so damn old? Is that okay? If you think it's okay, give me the reasons you think it's okay, and I can change my mind if that fits logically in my head. Which that's another thing too. Like, I don't know if I'm right at all. And when I listen to something, if I think logically that sounds plausible. But I still always will have something in my head going, but is that right? Is that right? Is that right? And I just wish I'd have paid attention in school, man. And I know that's such cliche bullshit. It's not an after school special. I'm serious. I see other people around me, around my age, they have knowledge, like they know shit. Like they fucking paid attention to stuff. And I'm like, why am I so far behind? I'm 56. I should be there with you guys, man. I should know this shit. So, but anyways, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And next week, we'll definitely have a guest on, and it'll be a lot of fun. The next podcast is going to be a lot of fun, I think. So it's going to be Tammy, and we got something really cool we're going to talk about, something fun. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks, and I will see you guys next week.